Hi to all. This is Jakib.
This is racist.
Bobio's faithful friend from Mother Russia. Take it away, Flame. Welcome back to Maybe don't play that.
Perfect. It's not copyrighted.
Oh, it isn't. But I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, so welcome back to the zombie shape shifter, SCP-069.
This is why we chose this one.
Yeah, I specifically looked up the number. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Here we go.
A firefighter is running through a burning apartment building. The air is thick with black smoke as burning debris crashes down around him.
Where's his
In the
mask?
chaos, he's been split up from the rest of his crew. They've probably already exited the structure, and based on the conditions,
Bro,
he probably should
paler than I
too.
am.
But just as the firefighter turns to head back down the stairs, he hears something.
Back down or head back up?
Coming from a room down the hall.
Head back
The
down.
firefighter runs to the door. There's definitely someone inside. He can hear their voice as they cry for help. "I'm coming," the firefighter yells.
Hey, yo.
But when he tries to open the door,
Hey, yo.
it won't budge. He backs up and throws his body against it, again
You're supposed to have
and
an
again,
X.
and again, until finally, the door bursts
Yeah, he
open.
is.
A wave of heat and smoke hits the firefighter, but he can see who is crying for help. There, across the room,
Why is she under the bed?
is a young girl.
For the bed
She's
will
clutching a
sit
stuffed
under.
rabbit and crying with fear. The
How does she have no
firefighter takes
burn
a step
damage?
towards her.
Bill, it's ironic.
Feel the
That's where
floor
she was
start to
made and
give
that's where
way
she'll
and
end.
has to step back. It will never support his weight.
Wait, what?
He'll need the girl to crawl to him. It's her only chance. He beckons for the girl to come to him as more flaming debris rains down.
He's doing it so
The
she
little
will
girl
fall on
starts
the
to
hole
crawl
instead.
towards him, slowly at first, but then
Yep.
faster. She's almost to him when there's a loud crack. The fireman can only watch as the floor collapses beneath the little girl, and she
He
falls.
didn't even try to reach
But
out to
suddenly,
her.
she stops.
That's why he made her
Can't
fall
believe it.
instead of
Her
him.
shirt has caught on a damaged pipe, and she hangs in the air as her stuffed rabbit is swallowed up in the flames
Wow.
below. The fireman reaches
Rabbit.
out for the little girl as she extends her hand towards his.
Grab at the rabbit.
They both stretch as far as they can, just a little further. They're almost touching, almost there.
He's dead,
Just
right?
as their fingertips touch, the rest of the floor gives way, and they both fall.
Did he just rip the girl's arm off?
Outside, multiple crews
Yes.
man hoses and fight against the blaze, trying to contain the fire, which is quickly getting out of control. There's a cry from
Where's
one of the
the
teams,
SCP here?
and the men start running as a
We'll see
large
it soon.
portion of the building collapses. Was anyone still in there? Where's John? The fire chief asks anyone he can find, but no one has seen him. Just then, in the entrance of the building, a figure appears, silhouetted against the flames. It's John.
John's
He steps
dead.
out of the burning building. His suit looks like it has been completely melted by the flames. Somehow, he's
Even if
alive,
he is alive, he's dead on the
but
inside.
he's alone.
Bring
As the other
girl
firefighters
with him.
rush to help him, he looks like he is in a daze. They ask him what happened, if there's anyone else inside who might still be able to make it out, but he can only stare at them. A few weeks later, John is sitting in the firehouse. His fellow firefighters can still hardly believe that he made it out of that inferno unscathed. But while the fire miraculously didn't touch his body, it seems to have made an impression in other ways. He's once again at a table with numerous papers spread in front of him. One of the other firemen from his crew starts teasing him about working on one of his projects yet again. What is it this time? Is he doing his monthly budget again? Checking credit card statements for fraudulent charges?
Why is that looking
John
with
is
a
working
annoying
on his
generic
retirement
laugh
plan,
at it?
actually. That fire may have shown
I
him that
don't know.
life can be cut quite short, but it also taught him that it's important to get your life in
Nah.
order
Look at that
so that the
photo.
time you do spend on this
Wait.
earth is well spent. The fireman is
The laugh again. The laugh.
laughing at John's newfound fiscal responsibility when the bells
You're laughing at his newfound fiscal responsibility. What? Who says that?
At this point, this is just built different.
This is the zombie shapeshifter, okay?
starts to chime. No
Okay,
more
that's who this
jokes.
is.
It's time to suit up and get out. The firefighters arrive at another large structure fire. A man rushing out of the building tells them between coughs that there's
Was
still
it David
people inside.
Hasselhoff?
The firemen don't hesitate.
They just
Head
send
into
they
the
just send
building.
in the fireproof
They
guy.
search the second
Wait,
floor
did you notice that?
and see it.
They all have the number 8 on their hat, which is not
Weird.
accurate.
That's so lazy. They couldn't have at least changed the numbers.
That isn't. That is how firefighters like hats work. Is it the engine number they have on their hat, or is it like the number associated to them personally?
It's the second one.
I thought so.
A door
Maybe
with
I'm
smoke
wrong.
billowing. John checks the door for heat and gives
If
a
I'm wrong,
thumbs
just
up.
say consistency.
They open the door and head inside. The smoke is so thick that neither of them can see much of anything. But then, through the smoke, they spot something. A woman is lying on the floor. They both step towards her when a beam comes crashing down from the ceiling. They both leap out of the way, and the fireman barely escapes being crushed. He stands up and asks if John is okay, but no response.
Like
He quickly looks around, but he can't see him. It's as if he just vanished.
See that guy? Why does he look like him? Don't say his name because we'll get. I don't know what'll happen to us, but don't say his name. He does though, doesn't he?
Yeah. Weird.
But there's no time to
Looks like a
figure out what
certain German
happened. He
dictator.
scoops up the woman, who coughs as he picks her up. She's still alive.
Is that why
As the
he's gonna
fireman
become a zombie?
exits the building with the woman, she appears to have completely regained consciousness.
He didn't even try to look for
The
his
chief
friend.
approaches them, but the fireman can
Coworker?
only shake his head as if to say, John didn't make it this time.
Oh, no.
The woman
He
who was
didn't look
rescued
for
from the
him.
fire is in the
He looked
hospital.
for him.
The doctors can hardly believe it, but she tells them she's fine, and x-rays of her lungs show that there's nothing wrong at all. It's as if she hadn't just been carried out of a building where multiple civilians and firefighters were killed. The doctor tells her that they'll need to run a couple more tests,
Firefighters were killed?
but if those come back clear,
No,
then he doesn't
one.
see any reason to hold her. As he is leaving her room, though, he stops and turns to her with one last thing. She has some visitors. The woman seems confused. As the doctor exits the room, a group of several people in dark black suits walk in. They look like FBI or CIA agents.
Man, black
They don't have
man.
any badges. Good afternoon, ma'am. We're from the SCP Foundation. We've been looking for you. As the Foundation agents took this young woman
Why
into
is he selling
custody,
Minecraft
researchers
villages?
were already preparing a containment cell for her. Though once she got there, she would have a new name, SCP-069. This anomaly is a humanoid.
If I were to be named
Though
one
its exact
SCP,
appearance can
that's the
vary
number I would
dramatically
want.
Thanks to its bizarre
So, this is the luckiest woman on Earth. Even if she's gonna die from this, she's still lucky.
ability. Whenever SCP-069 is left alone with a recently deceased person's body, 069 will acquire its exact appearance. And not only will SCP-069 look like the recently expired individual, it will also take on their physical mannerisms, their voice, and even their patterns of speech, allowing it to look and sound exactly like the person who just passed away.
So
In the same
weird.
moment that it begins mirroring the person, the corpse will also disappear by a process that Foundation researchers have yet to understand. The body vanishes without a trace, leaving only the new SCP-069 instance alive and well in its place. This doppelganger will be virtually
Is this just like the Mandela catalog?
I don't know.
That's literally the same thing as the Mandela catalog, right? For anybody who watched that, I don't watch it on a regular basis, but I have seen like the first part of the first video. This looks very eerily similar to that. Just saying.
indistinguishable from the original, with even DNA and fingerprint tests coming
Does that mean
back
that
as a
Dr.
match
Ball
for
is
the
canon
original.
in the,
Friends and family will
That's
have
the
no
SCP
idea
stuff
that an
is
anomalous
canon
entity has
in
taken
the
their
Mandela
place,
universe?
since in addition to taking on all of the
No
physical
idea.
qualities of the deceased person,
Or it might be
SCP-069 will also gain their knowledge and memories. They will act exactly as the person did, with only one single difference setting them apart. Those who are around SCP-069 in the days and weeks after its transformation will notice that the person will suddenly start expressing a strong desire to get their life in order, with that vague phrase relating to any number of potential tasks. These can include resolving outstanding obligations in their life, either personal like paying back an old favor, or financial, such as
What they were
resolving
doing.
debts or making long-term life plans like
beautiful.
opening retirement accounts and updating their last will and
Shut up,
testament.
Sheen.
They will also often make efforts to visit with extended or estranged family members, rekindle friendships that have been allowed to languish, or other acts of closure, the kind that can build up over a lifetime and are often put off until it is too late.
So it just fixes the guys who died
SCP-069
life.
seems to retain no
Yeah, what's
knowledge
wrong
of
with
its
that?
previous impersonations, and it will not carry any memories or abilities from one instance to another, outside of the one recurring desire to make things right in its new form's life. When an identified SCP-069 entity has been asked why it is engaging in this new behavior, it claims to have no ulterior motives besides an overwhelming desire to get their life straightened out since, after all, you never know when an unforeseen injury or death might occur. 069 itself experiences pain, injuries, and death just as a normal human does. But those similarities end at the exact moment they expire. When SCP-069 dies, its body will rapidly decay, turning to dust almost instantly. The Foundation has tried to preserve its body, or at least stave off the rapid decomposition, but so far, all attempts have failed. After it has died, SCP-069 will then remanifest at the site of the most recent human death, regardless of its proximity to where 069 died.
I didn't get rid of the blood, but I got rid of the
There
body.
does not appear to be any distance limitation to this ability, and the largest such jump the Foundation has recorded is to a death that was 675 kilometers away from where its previous form died. This anomaly first came into the SCP Foundation's radar after field agents learned of a firefighter who appeared to miraculously survive an extremely deadly building fire, which claimed the lives of 2 other firefighters and 11 civilians. The firefighter had walked out of the building unscathed, despite his suit and equipment suffering an amount of damage that the wearer should not have been able to survive.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Roughly 3 weeks later, the same firefighter responded to another large building fire. He was lost inside a smoky room and was presumed to have died, despite his body never being recovered. A single civilian was rescued, and much like the firefighter, appeared unharmed.
They were probably dying so much shit they don't have the right personal protective equipment.
An SCP containment team, Mobile Task Force She-3, also known as the Body Snatchers, were sent to the
They
hospital.
pulled out the gun. They were ready.
SCP-069 was identified and taken into Foundation custody for
They
the
don't have
first time.
masks.
Containment of this particular anomaly would prove to be quite tricky, though, especially when its abilities were not fully understood. Several years after its initial capture, a guard assigned to SCP-069's cell was killed during a containment breach by another SCP, and the proximity of the guard's corpse to SCP-069 allowed them to take on their form.
Wow.
Though it was quickly discovered that the jump had taken place, and SCP-069 was returned to containment, they remained insistent that the Foundation was making a mistake and imprisoning one of their own. Over time, though, their protestations waned, and eventually, SCP-069 became relatively compliant and cooperative with staff. That is, until a huge mistake was made that would necessitate a drastic change to its containment procedures. A junior researcher who was assigned to 069 accidentally let slip that the agent's family had been informed of their untimely death. This seemed to greatly distress 069, and they reacted to the news by attempting to commit suicide. It's unknown what exactly triggered this response.
This is messed up because they're kind of, messing with actual people. I mean, I know it's an anomaly, but still, I mean, you're messing with people who have actual emotions and feelings.
Well, it's not actually a human, though.
But how we know it's not actually the original person? Have they observed that?
Yeah.
How?
Well, they did say that, what was it? Their only motive is to get that person's life together.
Well, that's this person being how normal humans act. If you almost die, would you not want to get your life together rather quickly? I mean, that happens to a lot of people. Maybe it's the anomaly trying to fix the other person's life.
But then why would he hurt himself?
Because he has nothing to live for after that. He thinks. I guess so.
Well, he still does.
I'm not supporting that, by the way. I'm not supporting that. Okay, don't take that out of context. But I mean, I guess so. I mean, he's stuck in a containment
cell. Just
cell.
Being told that they were an imposter did not appear to have this effect in the past. But something about the family learning of the original person's death seems to have a profound impact on SCP-069. Following this event, SCP-069 has been placed on suicide watch, and plans to use other recently deceased SCP Foundation employees as possible targets for its ability have been suspended. SCP-069 continues to live in the form of its former guard, and is housed at Humanoid Containment Site 06-3. It continues to insist that it actually is the deceased agent, and still expresses a desire to get its life in order. Despite looking, sounding, and acting exactly as the former Foundation agent, it is not to be treated as if it is that person, no matter how tempting it may be for former friends and co-workers of the departed to have one last visit. If SCP-069 ever attempts to or is successful in breaching containment, it is to be subdued using non-lethal methods. Should SCP-069 die while in containment, Foundation agents are to closely monitor any reports of incidents where it appears that someone has somehow escaped certain death, a telltale sign that the person is now actually SCP-069. In the meantime, the Foundation will continue to study this strange anomaly, which has been classified as safe, and though we may never fully understand its abilities, perhaps there's something we can learn from it when it comes to second chances. Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob, like SCP-3998,
So
Wicker
weird
Witch
one.
Lives, for another strange
weird one.
tale of an SCP that
That's
may
one
not
way to
be
put it.
exactly what it seems. And make sure you subscribe and turn on
Call
notifications
Dr.
so you don't
Bob.
miss a single...
Wait, what is on his update beneficiaries? Call Dr. Mom.
Start a workout routine, learn Latin. I'll procrastinate. Okay.
Well, that's what I'll never do. I'll never do that one.
There's an exclamation mark next to it for a reason, Bill.
I know. 401k account? What?
Hey, yo.
Does the SCP give him that? I mean...
Okay, this man should be getting paid a lot. He should not have a monthly budget.
Yeah, he's working a high-end job in a classified organization. That warrants
It's
some...
like the FBI. You get paid a lot.
Yeah. So this is more than the FBI. This is more...
It should be.
anomaly as we delve further and
Learn
further
Latin.
into the
He's already
SCP
learned
Foundation's
Latin, but he
classified
hasn't told his
archives.
mom. He's learned Latin, but he hasn't called his mom. Wow.
Interesting.
A video. The video ever. Wait, that's Choo Choo Charles. That's Choo Choo Charles. Okay. You can't be saying that's an SCP. That's just Choo Choo Charles.
Well, technically,
Choo Choo Charles is a game in its own universe. Don't try to implement SCP into Choo Choo Charles.
how do you know he wasn't originally an SCP? Formed into a video game.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I doubt it.
Well,
So
I don't.
Something about that one looks a little wrong.
I know which one we're watching next, Bill.
Anyway, adios,
Okay.
mi amigos.
See ya.
See ya.